us. For those of you watching us on YouTube and on Facebook, glad you could join us today. We begin with the end of an era with the passing of Britain's longest reigning monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. Britain now in a period of national mourning as hundreds flock to Buckingham Palace to pay their last respects to their beloved Queen. Rose Eclarinal with the story.
Queen Elizabeth II died on Thursday afternoon in Balmoral Castle. She was the longest reigning monarch in Britain's history. She ascended to the throne in 1952 until her death at 96 years old. Immediately upon the Queen's death, Prince Charles, the Queen's oldest son, automatically became king, while his wife Camilla will become Queen Consort. According to British historian Andrew Roberts, right after the Queen took her final breath, her private secretary, Edward Young, called Prime Minister Liz Truss and informed her of her death. Then the Privy Council of the United Kingdom or the Queen's advisors. The flags of all official buildings were flown at half-mast within 10 minutes. The Queen's son, Charles, who is the king, announced after his mother's death that he will go by King Charles III. On Thursday evening, the Prime Minister addressed the nation.
The death of Her Majesty the Queen is a huge shock to the nation and to the world. Queen Elizabeth II was the rock on which modern Britain was built. Our country has grown and flourished under her reign.
The nation now mourning the loss of the beloved Queen, who was endeared to many because of her duty and service to the country and the realms.
I feel very sad with the nation, of course. She was a marvellous person and a great beacon of light, I think, for the nation. And we look forward, of course, to King Charles III and his continuing of the monarchy.
The Queen is just a constant presence of diplomacy and calmness. She's just stability, a constant source of stability to the country.
Ang naiambag ng ating butihing reyna ng Inglaterra ay hindi matutumbasan ng kahit anumang salapi o halaga dahil sa pinagtibay niya ang pagsasama ng Pilipinas, bansang Pilipinas at ng bansang Inglaterra tulad na lamang ng pagbubukas at pagbibigay ng magandang trabaho para sa mga Filipino workers.
We mourn profoundly of the passing of Our Majesty. She had a big contribution to the Filipinos, especially on the NHS. We are deeply giving our deepest condolences to the family.
Because the Queen died at Balmoral, her body will be transferred to Holyrood in Edinburgh. Then it will be brought to St. Giles Cathedral in Edinburgh for some services before being transferred to London, England on Tuesday. Queen Elizabeth's funeral is expected to happen 10 days after her death. Rose Eclarinal, ABS-CBN News, London.
Well, King Charles III leads the nation in mourning the death of his mother and cherished sovereign. Shortly after the Queen's passing, Buckingham Palace released a statement saying this loss will be deeply felt across the nation and the world. King Charles III is expected to address Britain Friday. Tributes pour in for the beloved Queen from around the world. U.S. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill paid tribute to the Queen. In a joint statement, the Bidens called her a steadying presence and a source of comfort in a world of constant change. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau also sent his condolences to the royal family. He said Canadians will forever remain grateful for the Queen's decades of service to the country. French President Emmanuel Macron remembers the late Queen as a friend of France and a kind-hearted Queen who embodied the British nation's continuity and unity. Russian President Vladimir Putin said that the Queen rightfully enjoyed the love and respect of her subjects as well as authority on the world stage. At the Vatican, Pope Francis said he was deeply saddened by the Queen's death and says he would pray for her and her successor, King Charles III. And for Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., Queen Elizabeth II exemplified a true monarch's dignity, commitment to duty, and devotion to her subjects. The entertainment world also paying tribute to the late Queen Elizabeth II. British actress Helen Mirren says if there was a definition of nobility, the Queen embodied it. The actress portrayed the Queen both on stage and in film. British composer and singer Elton John says the Queen was an inspiring presence who led the country with grace, decency, and a genuine caring warmth. And English actor Daniel Craig, who played the fictional British spy James Bond, says the Queen leaves an incomparable legacy, and she will be profoundly missed. Well, some of the world's richest are also paying tribute to the monarch. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos said he can think of no one who better personified duty than the Queen. Microsoft's Bill Gates, meanwhile, wrote he was honored to have met Her Majesty, and he saddened to hear the news of her death. Luxury brand Louis Vuitton also sends its sincere condolences to the royal family, the UK, and the Commonwealth. It adds, the Queen's constant and strong sense of duty will remain an inspiration. Dior also remembered the Queen as an unwavering symbol of grace, dignity, and dedication. English fashion designer Stella McCartney, meanwhile, shared an old photo of the Queen on Instagram, along with a quote from the monarch during her coronation. And Netflix's The Home Edit chose to pay homage to the Queen and her vibrant style throughout the years.